Good afternoon, I'm Vashon Brown with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. The body of an 8-year-old boy who had been reported missing was found in the Kingston Harbour yesterday afternoon. The body of Galen Buchanan of Spanish Town Road was found about 3:15. His hands were bound. Galen was last seen at his house on Tuesday. The police issued a high alert for him the following day. TVJ News spoke with the principal of the Seaview Primary School, Miss Prince.
He was taken away from his mom because she and her spouse had an altercation. And then they found him last night tragically killed. It is so sad and disheartening that an adult could think of avenging his loss in this devastating way. It has touched all of us so significantly that we are so speechless that someone could be so heartless to hurt such an innocent, promising child.
And now the state-run e-learning Jamaica says it will shortly announce the next phase of the rollout of the Tablets in Schools program. This follows yesterday's Supreme Court ruling on the legal challenge brought against it by Geotech Vision. CEO of e-learning Jamaica, Keith Smith, told our news center that the court ruled that the agency's termination of the contract issued to Geotech Vision to supply devices under the Tablets in Schools program was valid. Geotech Vision says it will be seeking compensation for losses arising from the termination of its contract. The company says the claim for loss and damages was not brought before the court, and its attorneys will now vigorously pursue this matter to ensure payment by e-learning Jamaica. In October, e-learning Jamaica said it terminated Geotech Vision's contract because the samples the company provided did not meet specifications. Concerns this afternoon from the Denham Town community in West Kingston about the possibility of a dengue outbreak caused by stagnant sewage on Albert Street. Residents say the raw sewage has resulted in the worsening of the road condition. TVJ's Kirk Wright has that story.
Muddy puddles. There are several of them along Albert Street in Denham Town, with more closer to the traffic light at the intersection with Spanish Town Road. And there are a few outside the service entrance to the Denham Town police station. The raw sewage that's creating the puddles on Albert Street is from a malfunctioning manhole on Victoria Street just next door.
This is dirty water running down from way up top, coming down. We have the manhole here. I keep on spraying out water, dirty water from the sewage, and no one don't care about us, and no one trying to do nothing about it.
The environment created by the problem affects everybody in the surrounding area. The water settles just outside Kern Simpson's gate.
I got a young baby. I got a baby soon come, and it's the same thing. They're not interested in the people that live in the community.
Devon Cole, who works in the area, spends lots of his time trying to keep down the mosquito population by pouring oil in the water as often as he can.
You see mosquito them at night time when them get up and them flood the place, brother. Look on that one there right there, so. Right there, so. A be a mosquito in there, you know, and me come to a gas oil in it, you know.
He says he has had to rescue children from the filthy water.
I want to drop right in another hole, they say, you know.
I only drop all in the water over there.
The stagnant water emits an unpleasant odor.
Jesus Christ, nobody talk. Nobody talk. You wait a little later when the sun gone down. And this has sent you lift up. You think I not lock up. Trust me.
Krishna Maraj is unable to park his car in his yard again because of a trench that cuts across his gate.
The last time we had a police vehicle almost stuck in the road here based on the condition. I'm unable to go inside my property. I also was threatened to get a ticket the other day from a police officer saying that I parked too close to the curb, but that is because of the inconvenience that we're experiencing here.
A police unit and all other vehicles responding to emergencies have no choice but to slow down at this section of the road. And it doesn't matter, big or small, all will have to come to a crawl once they approach this section of Albert Street. The soldiers, who are posted right outside the gates of the police station under the zone of special operation, have to endure all the effects of the dust on the road and stench from the sewage that's stagnant near them. The road was dug up under a rehabilitation program to improve roads and sewage system in the Denham Town community. We were unable to reach the Member of Parliament or councillor to get a comment. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Agriculture, J.C. Hutchinson, says more money is needed to rehabilitate farm roads across the island. He says the ministry will be lobbying for an allocation in the next budget for additional funds to fix the roads during the 2020-2021 financial year.
We want to see if we can get $1.4 billion for farm roads alone in the next budget. We don't know if it will come, but we feel that roads are a priority to the development of agriculture.
He also indicated that in South St. James, the ministry aims to rehabilitate an additional 5 farm roads under the program. Mr. Hutchinson revealed that changes will be made to allow residents in farm road areas to send in requests for the roads to be fixed.
We are asking you to write to your parish manager, asking him to come and get your road rehabilitated. So all of you who have your farm roads and they are in a deplorable condition, put it in writing to your parish manager stating that you would like your road to be rehabilitated.
He was speaking at a function in South St. James on Wednesday. And it's now time for a break, but stay with us. More stories right after these messages. Welcome back. Continuing the news now. Agriculture Minister Audley Shaw says measures are being implemented to help reduce the electricity cost at the National Irrigation Commission, NIC. Mr. Shaw said the electricity cost account for 35% of the NIC's operating budget. This is because the agency depends on a single power provider for water production.
Within the past 10 years, the energy cost to produce a cubic meter of irrigation water has risen by 233%. We pay the utility company that much more for energy now versus in 2010 to produce the same volume of water.
While speaking at the commissioning of the Bengal Station solar system recently, Mr. Shaw gave an update on the changes.
These include the replacement of inefficient motors and pumps to reduce energy waste. So it's not just the solar, but old inefficient motors and pumps, conveyance improvements to reduce water losses, and the retrofitting of pump facilities with energy-saving devices to reduce energy demand. The goal, of course, is to minimize the organization's energy footprint in order to self-generate energy for consumption.
Mr. Shaw added that farmers in the Braca irrigation area will soon start receiving constant water supply at a reasonable rate. A Jamaica Defense Force soldier who was facing gun and sexual assault charges was freed when he appeared before the Supreme Court on Thursday. The 53-year-old soldier who has served the army for 29 years was freed following a 3-day trial. The soldier was charged following allegations that he sexually assaulted a 16-year-old girl at gunpoint. Prosecutors led evidence that in August last year, the army officer sexually assaulted the teenager at his house in St. Catherine. The soldier denied any sexual contact with the teenager. His attorney, Peter Champagny, urged the judge to dismiss the case on the basis that the teenager gave contradictory testimony on the cross-examination. After deliberating, the judge found the soldier not guilty. Sports now. The creme de la creme among global athletic stars are once again set to grace the National Stadium for this year's staging of the popular Racers Grand Prix. The launch for the prestigious event took place at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston on Thursday morning, and Spencer Darlington was there.
The fifth staging of the Racers Grand Prix on a Saturday, June 13 at the National Stadium has taken on added significance following last year's upgrading of the meet to gold level status on the inaugural World Athletics Continental Tour. Two-time Olympic and four-time World 100 meters champion Shelley-Ann Fraser-Pryce headlines a list of local and international stars already confirmed for the meet. Other national representatives already confirmed alongside the 2019 RJR Gleaner Sports Foundation Sportswoman of the Year are World Championship medalist Danielle Williams and Rochelle Clayton, along with double Olympic sprint champion Elaine Thompson-Hera, RJR Gleaner Sports Foundation Sportsman of the Year and World Long Jump champion Tajay Gale, Akeem Bloomfield, Demish Gay and Christopher Taylor. The overseas cast includes World 400 meters record holder Wade Van Niekerk, World 200 meters champion Noah Lyles, and World 100 meters hurdles record holder Kendra Harrison. The 7 core events on the program will be the 100 and the 200 meters for both men and women, as well as the discus for men and women, and the women's triple jump with the 200 meters discus and the triple jump earning points towards the Diamond League final. There will also be 7 discretionary events, the 400 meters for men and women, the 400 meters hurdles for both categories, as well as the sprint hurdles for men and women and the men's long jump. In the meantime, over 200 agents, managers, and coaches of athletes have expressed an interest in this year's meet, and chairman of the organizing committee and president of the Racers Track Club, Glenn Mills, explained to TVJ Sports how the process will be managed.
We have priority has to be given to world-rated level. Secondly, we want to have a Jamaican content in each race, so we're still going to reserve some lanes for Jamaicans and at least one lane where there is a developing athlete will get an opportunity.
Meanwhile, with the upgraded status of the meet, World Athletics, the global governing body, now has greater involvement with the meet.
They have a significant input, I'd like to put it that way, because there's a structure that the Continental Tour series must follow. And so we have to stay within that thing. But in terms of, like, we must have the core events, but the other events we decide thing. The reason why we don't have all the core events is that, if you notice, I'm having the 100 as a core event, in that they're willing to work with us because they know that the 100 will be more significant to us rather than the steeplechase and so on.
The Racers Grand Prix is now rated as the second largest meet in North America and the Caribbean region, top-toned by the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene, Oregon. This year's staging will be shown live in over 100 countries on 4 continents. Spencer Darlington, TVJ Sports.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Don't forget to join us at 7 for a Primetime News package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon and a wonderful weekend.